Walmart's website is one of the toughest to scrape, loaded with JavaScript, layers of bot protection, and constant IP blocks. But what if I told you there's a way around all that? Hi, my name is Arnes, and in this video I'll show you how to extract real product data from Walmart, titles, prices, and availability, step by step using Python. Walmart is widely considered one of the hardest mainstream e-commerce sites to scrape. It uses Human Bot Defender, formerly Perimeter X, for bot protection, blocks data center IPs, and relies heavily on JavaScript. Basic HTTP requests usually get you a CAPTCHA or a robot or human page instead of real product data. So before we start scraping, I'll quickly show you what that looks like, and then we'll figure out how to get around it. Let's jump in and set things up. First, we'll prepare our Python environment. Install the requests and Beautiful Soup 4 libraries. Import requests and Beautiful Soup from BS4. These will help us send HTTP requests and parse the HTML response. Next, define the product URL we want to extract from Walmart. We'll also add a user agent header, because websites like Walmart check who's knocking. Without it, Python's requests library sends its default signature, which gets blocked immediately. With a browser and specific user agent header, we can get a bit further. Now, let's send a simple GET request to our product URL using that header. The server's reply gets stored in a variable called response, and we print the status code to check whether the request was accepted. Once we've got that, we pass the response content to Beautiful Soup with HTML parser and use getText to extract all readable text, trimming any extra white space. We'll print it between two separator lines so it's clear what Walmart actually returned. Finally, we check the text for any of these keywords: robot, human, or CAPTCHA. If any of them appear, we know Walmart didn't return actual product data. It returned a bot detection page. If not, we'll assume it worked and move on to trying to extract the product title from an H1 tag. Let's run it and see what happens. And just as we expected, we got caught. Walmart flagged us as a bot before we even reached the product data. That's the wall most scrapers hit. Fortunately, that's where Oxylabs comes in. It handles rendering, proxy rotation, and anti-bot challenges for us, so we can focus on scraping the real data. Let's start fresh and build a new payload. Basically, the set of instructions we'll send to Oxylabs. You can see the payload format directly in the Oxylabs documentation under Documentation, Web Scraper API, Targets, Walmart. For now, we only need two attributes: source and URL. Source tells Oxylabs to use its dedicated Walmart scraper, and URL is the page we want to extract. Next, we define the API endpoint and add our Oxylabs credentials. your username and password from the dashboard. We then send a post request to the Oxylabs web scraper API, passing our payload as JSON and authenticating with those credentials. We'll set a timeout of 60 seconds to be safe. Using raise for status ensures we get an immediate error if something goes wrong, instead of continuing with bad data. If the request succeeds, we parse the JSON response and store it in a variable called data. From that response, we access the results list, take the first item, which is result 0, and fetch the content field. That's where the raw HTML of the product page lives. Now we can pass that HTML to Beautiful Soup again using HTML parser as before. This gives us a nice, structured tree we can query to pull out what we need. Here's where things get fun. Let's extract actual product info. Open the product page in your browser, right-click the element you want, say the product name, and click Inspect. You'll see the HTML structure in DevTools. The title sits in an h1 tag with item prop equals name. Use select one for that and get text strip equals true to clean it up. The price uses item prop equals price, so the same logic works perfectly. For availability, Walmart usually shows text like only 5 left inside a span class equals dark red. If it exists, grab the text. If not, default to unknown. For rating, look under Data Test ID equals Reviews and Ratings and find the span with class LDFS. That's where you'll see something like 3.8 stars out of 3038 reviews. If there's no rating, just return no rating yet. A few things to keep in mind. When working with real-time data, you have to remember that it can change anytime. Also, class names like dark red and LDFS can change when Walmart updates their site. So if your selectors stop working, just reinspect the page and update them. Finally, we collect everything into a product data dictionary and print it to the terminal. Now it's time to save our extracted data to files, so we can actually use it later. First up, JSON. We open a file called products.json in write mode and use JSON dump to store the product data dictionary. Setting indent equals 2 makes the output nicely formatted and readable, while ensure ASCII equals false ensures that special characters, like currency symbols or accented letters, are saved correctly. Next, CSV. Here we use CSV dictWriter, which lets us write a dictionary directly as a row. We define the field names to match our keys in product data, write the header once, and then write the actual data row. Now, let's run the script and check the results. As you can see, we get a successful response. Both products.json and products.csv are created in our project folder. The JSON file includes all the product fields with clean, structured formatting. The CSV file stores the same data in a table-like format, one row per product. Keep in mind, though, that each new run overwrites previous results, because we are opening the files in write mode. If you want to keep all data, just switch to append mode. And that's it. Your Walmart scraper is up and running, pulling real product data into JSON and CSV files. You've learned not just how to scrape Walmart with Python, but also why simple HTTP requests fail and how the Oxylabs API helps you get around those blocks. For more scraping examples and deep dives, check out our blog. And if you ever get stuck, our support team's available 24/7 to help you out. Found this tutorial helpful? Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.